स्वागत है आपका एक बार फिर। आप देख रहे हैं पहला सौदा। बाजार संभलने की कोशिश करते हुए पॉजिटिव जोन में बने हुए हैं, लेकिन दिन के हाई से काफी नीचे आते हुए उम्मीदें काफी ज्यादा हैं बाजार को बजट से। और सीएनबीसी आवाज पर हम लगातार ये समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं इस बार के बजट से इंडस्ट्री, कारोबारी और आम आदमी क्या उम्मीद कर रहे हैं। एक के बाद एक हमने इंडस्ट्री के दिग्गजों से इस मुद्दे पर आपकी मुलाकात कराई है। आज हम जानने की कोशिश करेंगे इंश्योरेंस कंपनियों को क्या है उम्मीद। वित्त मंत्री से हमारे साथ हैं आईडीबीआई फोर्टिस इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के एमडी और सीईओ जी.वी. नागेश्वर राव। मिस्टर राव, स्वागत है आपका सीएनबीसी आवाज पर। ज़्यादातर लोग इंश्योरेंस लेते हैं तो टैक्स बचाने के हिसाब से ही लेते हैं। बजट में ऑलरेडी काफ़ी प्रोविजंस हैं इस लिहाज से, लेकिन क्या इस बार के बजट में आप कुछ और ऐड होते हुए देखना चाहेंगे?
I think from the budget, our expectations from the insurance industry are on 4 lines, I might say. As far as the tax deduction is concerned, so as you know today, there is a deduction of up to 1 lakh rupees available under Section 80C. But that limit applies to all instruments, not only to insurance premiums, but also to so provident fund, so 5-year bank deposits, CLSS schemes, so housing loan repayments, and so on. What we are really looking for is a separate limit carved for insurance products, because insurance is a long-term savings product. Therefore, so we think that so making a separate limit for so longer-term payment-oriented insurance products so will help and also mobilize greater savings into contractual savings products, and it will help the savings as well as the investment in the economy.
क्या यहाँ पर आपको उम्मीद भी है कि एन्युटी पर भी कुछ टैक्स एग्जेम्पशन मिलता हुआ दिखाई देगा? क्या सरकार से आप उम्मीद कर रहे हैं वो आएगा इस बार?
I think that is also an important demand which has been from the industry for a very long time. Today what happens is when a person saves for his retirement, the pension that he receives from an insurance company is taxable. All the pension products of insurance industry pay pension for lifetime, and also as long as the person is alive. But so during retirement period, if that pension is going to be subject to tax, it imposes a burden on a person also towards the in his old age. So what we have been asking for is an exemption of that annuity payment from tax.
इसके अलावा जो कंपनीज हैं वो जो टैक्सेस पे करती हैं अपने इनकम पे, क्या वहाँ पे कुछ रियायत की आप उम्मीद कर रहे हैं? क्योंकि ज़्यादातर जो प्राइवेट कंपनीज हैं वो तो अपने इनिशियल स्टेज में हैं और अभी काफ़ी लॉसेस हैं इनको।
Right. So today there is a provision in the Income Tax Act which says that losses in any company can be carried forward for a maximum of 8 years. And as you know, insurance industry takes time to break even. So typically it takes about 6 to 7 years for an insurance company to break even. Today there are many companies which are more than 8 years old also, which are yet to break even because they are all in the growth phase. So what we are looking for is that this limit of 8 years can be exempted as far as insurance industry is concerned, because insurance industry cannot be compared with the other types of industries. It takes a long time to break even and therefore needs a special treatment.
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि 8 साल के बाद भी अगर कुछ लॉस है तो उसको यहाँ पर आगे और रियायतें मिलनी चाहिए?
Yes, it needs to be set off.
क्या
even if it exceeds.
एक ईयर टारगेट के लिहाज से देख रहे हैं another 2 years, और आपको लग रहा है कि लाइफ टाइम के लिए इसको यहाँ पर वो सेट ऑफ कर देना चाहिए?
See, what happens is so that when a company makes losses for, let's say, the first 8 years, it takes a fairly long period to recoup those losses as well. It might again take anywhere from 5 to 8 years to recoup those losses. Therefore, we believe that so doing away with this limit is something that will be useful, and it will encourage growth of the insurance industry, because so in the growth phase, a company tends to make losses. That's the nature of the industry.
इसके अलावा सर्विस टैक्स में भी कुछ सेविंग्स की उम्मीद कर रहे हैं?
Yes, so in the last budget actually service tax has been introduced on charges in the ULIP products, but the intent so of the government at the time was to introduce a level playing field between mutual funds and unit linked insurance products. First and foremost, I might say that ULIPs and mutual funds are not directly comparable. They are only partially comparable in the sense that ULIPs also provide a set of funds which are available for investment by the investor. However, when the bill actually came in, we found that the charges were applied to all types of